Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of. I guess you didn't like the sound. Shit, girl, come here. Stop. Stop. Yo, what'd you freak for, girl? Damn, she really freaked. Oh my god. Uh, anyway, I don't know if it's a girl or not yet, but blah. Anyway, okay, guys, welcome to another episode of Herps and Aquaria of all kinds. Uh, Yeah, I know I haven't said that in a little while. Okay, guys. So, updates. Okay, guys, I got good news and I got bad news. I'm gonna start with the bad news just because I want to honor her. You guys remember my garter snake Ekans? I had videos of her taking down mice, pinkies, earthworms. She was a beautiful, beautiful snake. I had her for about 4 or 5 years. She had an infection on the vent of her tail. As soon as I saw it, I got her to the vet. Vet was a reptile specialist, and he's kept colubrids, bunch of snakes for years. And the thing is, yeah, so when I got her there, he was like, okay, it doesn't seem so bad. He felt it. Didn't feel real hard like a mass, like cancer on it or anything like that. Oh, man. So basically, the situation didn't seem so bad. But the thing is, because reptiles, and I've had reptiles on antibiotics before. Panther had Panther, my blue tongue skink, who is now in that space. You guys are gonna get an idea of where I'm getting at soon. But basically, yeah, Panther had an infection before. Took him to the vet. It took a month for the antibiotics to work, and they always normally give you a month of antibiotics for an infected area. The reason being is because it takes so long for the antibiotics to work on reptiles because they have a very slow metabolism compared to human beings and mammals. Well, might as well just say mammals, but yeah. So basically, by the time I gave her a second injection, I gave her a second injection of the antibiotics. Remember, I was late to work that day. Just wanted to make sure she got her medicine. And I came home and she was gone. And I'm not gonna lie, that snake. I've had that snake for 5 years. First snake I ever had. She was super friendly. She look during feeding time, she was a terror. But whenever I picked her up, put her around my neck, walked around with her, held her. I even had older women in their 40s or 50s, never held a snake before, terrified of snakes, held her and said, wow, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Like, she really almost like bridged that gap between like humans and snakes. Like humans have like a natural fear of snakes and don't like them and stuff. I guess it's the same thing with spiders and other creatures they don't understand. But, Ekans, my garter snake, was a very wonderful snake, and, she'll really be missed. Like, she passed away, and I hate it. I still hate the thought of it. I couldn't stand to, I live in an apartment. I don't have a backyard. So I couldn't stand to, throw her body out or anything like that. So I actually froze it and took it home and buried it at my parents' backyard. I know. Yeah, I'm grown, whatever. But it just didn't feel right to, try to, flush it down the toilet or do something like that when, you've actually had an animal and cared for it. You at least want to, respectfully put the animal to rest. And this little one is losing her mind. Okay, so I might as well just get to the good news now. So this is Phoenix. Yeah, guys, I know. My snake just died, and then I got another snake. I'm not just trying to replace her. I'm very heartfelt about it. What happened was I just went in Petco for food. I just went there for some insects. That's all I went there for. And normally I like to buy my reptiles from... Well, normally I like to either get rescues, adopt my reptiles, or even get them from breeders and stuff like that. Like Gex came from a specialty pet store that I actually trust a whole lot. I've been working with those guys for years. I actually worked for him for a little while. So, I adopted him from there. Tim was a rescue. I told you guys his story. Someone left him emaciated out in front of that actually that same pet shop, which is technically where I got him from too, I guess. At in the wintertime in the snow in a box with a message that said Merry Christmas. That was messed up. But he's doing great now. Panther, I went to a reptile show and bought him from a breeder. But normally, yeah, usually I don't buy reptiles from Petco and PetSmart, but they said this one was already eating. Let me try to adjust this camera. I'm sorry, guys. This is horrible. There we go. Much better. Okay, good. They said she was already eating, and one thing that milk snakes are known for is actually being good eaters and being very docile. And, she's still a little afraid of me right now. I've had her for about 3-4 days now. And I went in and I was talking to somebody about reptiles. I saw a mountain horn lizard that looked really cool. I didn't know anything about them, so I started asking questions. She was like, "Are you looking to get anything?" I was like, "No, I just lost my garter snake." I'm telling this sad story because, it still hurts to think about it, even though I'm holding this little baby snake right now. And the lady was like, "Oh, well, I have, do you like ball pythons?" I was like, I like them, but, so I was like, I don't really want like a large like python, snake right now. Even though ball pythons are not a very, very big python. At the same time, I'm doing like 20 longs, and I don't even want to put another 40 breeder in my apartment right now. And a 40 breeder is pretty much what I would use if I got a ball python to make sure that it would have enough room, because I like to make sure all my animals have like, nice big enclosures. And she goes, "Oh, okay. Well, what kind of snakes do you like?" I said, "Well, I'm not into the bigger snakes, but I do like, I like rat snakes, garter snakes, milk snakes, mostly colubrids and small snakes." So, "Oh, okay. Well, I got a baby I could show you." And she showed me this little snake. Put her in my hand. She started nudging me with her nose and started like curling up, I guess because my hand was warm or whatever. And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm falling in love with it." No. And I go to work, and I'm thinking about this snake the whole day. And I'm like, I called them and I told them, "You know what, I'll pick her up, One of the downsides is these guys are pretty pricey. But I mean, for Gex right here, I paid $250 for this guy. I'm not even going to lie. He's a bold striped bell albino leopard gecko. Even though I'm not a guy who usually goes for, like morphs and, like this gene and that gene and stuff, even though the idea of it is pretty cool, I kind of like natural genotypes and phenotypes, like with blue tongues, you have your Indonesians, and you have your Northerns, and you have your Marukes and stuff like that, and you have your you got the Key Island ones. With iguanas, they have a lot of the reds and the blues and the albinos. But the iguanas I like, they got like, they got panda dragons, which is like a pied morph of the spiny tail. But I like, like the natural spiny tail, or the regular green iguana, or a rhinoceros iguana. You know what I mean? Like, or let's just say like day geckos. They have the regular day gecko, and they got the gold dust day gecko, where it has like the flakes of gold on its scales. So for me, I kind of like seeing the natural looking lizards that are already out there in nature, rather than trying to twist and turn them. But to each his own. Morphs are cool too, as long as the animal comes out healthy. Even if those colors don't naturally come out in nature, it's still a cool pet, and can be a really cool, like, little friendly companion for you. And hey, you know what? To each his own. But I guess I like to see more of like a discovery thing versus like a I guess you could say like a forced color wave thing or anything. But anyway, but yeah. So I paid $150 for this little snake. I had to get back to my point. Yeah, and it's funny because the mountain horn lizard I saw was like $30. So, like, they said that's the one downside about these snakes, is that they can be pricey, but they're a good snake. Being that one thing that people always wonder about, especially with baby snakes, young snakes, is, oh my God, is my snake going to eat? Is it going to have health problems? This, that, and the third. These guys are known for being hardy. They're known. The Puebloan milk snakes are very beautiful. They're known for being very tame too, as long as you handle them. No creature is tame if you leave it in a tank for months and just throw it mice and stuff, because it's not used to being in your hands, and it's not even really like aggressive or angry at you. It's just afraid of you. So just a little side message there. But yeah, she's a cool little snake, and it's crazy. I just got home from my apartment. I'm actually okay. So I have no heat lights on right now. I unplugged all their heat lights because it's so hot here, guys. Listen, like, I can take, like, my Exoterra thermometer. Look, see? Look, that's the temperature of the table. It's so warm to the touch in here. It's like 88 some degrees. I just got home. I just turned the AC on. I knew it was going to be real hot today, and I was like, I don't want to burn out my AC by having it on for a very long time. Let me just, keep the fans blowing, crack the windows, and turn off the heat lamps. I'm so glad I did, because no one's really freaking out. Like, it's not like it's in like the upper 90s or anything. It's in like, I checked all their tanks. They're all feeling about like mid 80s upper 80s to 90s. So the whole tank kind of feels like a hot spot, but no one's like, when it gets real bad in here some days, I know sometimes my my geckos will literally be like swimming in their water bowls, or like even Panther will be like hanging here with his face over his water bowl and stuff. He's asleep. Everyone's chilling. It's plenty warm in here for them, so it's pretty comfortable. And I got the air flowing, but yeah. So I just turned the AC on to cool it off a little bit. Then I'm gonna plug their all their heat fixtures back in. This little one here, I hope it's a girl, because Ekans, my garter snake who passed away, was a girl, and all three of my lizards are boys. So, that'd be cool to balance it out a little bit. But yeah, she's a sweet little thing. I actually they said she was already taking down 2 pinkies a week. So I have one defrosting for her right now, because it's right about time to feed her. Maybe I can actually get a first feeding video for you guys. But yeah, this video is getting a little lengthy, guys. So, I just want to say, another couple cool things I learned about the Pueblo milk snake since I was doing research on him, since I got this little cutie right here. The reason they're called milk snakes is because people actually believed back then that these guys actually used to crawl and constrict themselves around the, basically they would hang on the udder of a cow, and the farmers thought that they would actually drink the milk from the cow. Now, we know snakes don't do this, but that's where they actually get the name milk snake. And the funny thing is, the Pueblo milk snake resembles the poisonous coral snake. And there's a saying in the snake world, I guess between these two species, where you can tell the difference is the bands and the colors are going to be in a different order. So basically, red on black is friend of Jack, and red touches yellow kills a fellow. I believe that's how the saying goes, or something like that. But either way, red touching black is safe, and red touching yellow means it's venomous. Don't pick it up. Means it's a coral snake. But yeah, there's, like, I was looking at BHB Reptiles and a lot of the other guys who are well-known breeders of these reptiles and stuff, and it's pretty cool. I actually wish I had this set up like this before. Obviously, she has my snake's old tank. I completely disinfected it. I used this stuff called Wipeout from like Zoomed and stuff like that, and let it sit for like a week. It's funny because I didn't even have her yet. I was just cleaning up the tank just to clean it, but it's good because it got to air out for a long time after I cleaned it. But yeah, so she has her old tank. So basically, she's on the floor for now. The geckos are here. It's actually kind of better that I have Panther's tank on the on this wine rack here, because now he actually has, like, one, he doesn't see us looming over him as much, so I guess it's not as creepy for him. Number two, I get this big 40-gallon breeder on a platform and off the ground, so I actually have more space in my kitchen, so it's pretty cool. See, I got some pictures up around my little reptile corner. My girlfriend dressed it up a little bit. It was kind of cool. It looks even cooler once I have all the tanks on and like lit up and stuff, but it's honestly just still too hot, guys. I want to make sure this AC cools things down a little bit first before I add more heat to these guys. Just don't want to stress them out. But yeah, this is my new baby Pueblo milk snake, and I'm actually going to try to feed her and make a separate video of her taking down a pinky if she'll take it down. So wish me luck, guys. Hopefully we'll get the first feeding in tonight. If you got any information about these guys, let's just say you have one and you're or if you have any questions about them that'll cause me to do more research and ask more questions, feel free. Let's start a chat, leave some comments and stuff like that. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah, guys, so I'm super psyched about her. It really helped me, like, with the loss of my first snake. And yeah, I know it's just a pet, yeah. But the thing is, like, this really helped me. Just stumbling upon this little baby snake here. Because I'm super happy. I'm excited for something in the future. And don't get me wrong, I would trade it all to get my garter snake back. Shoot, I wish I could have them both right now. That'd be awesome. I'd find a way to make it work, even if I got to move one of the tanks in my bedroom. But rest in peace to her. And now I got this new baby Pueblo milk snake. Uh-oh, she might be on the move again. Okay, guys, remember what I said. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm going to put her down now before she tries to jump. Later.